Folks, June 6th will be the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. Carries a lot of memories for a lot of folks. Me, of course, I wasn't alive or even thought of at that time. My uncle died in a few days after D-Day, my mom's oldest brother. So I think a lot about that. I think a lot about her and the hurt that caused our family, her family, and just how tough that was. But on this 80th anniversary, it's good to remember those brave folks that kept us free. I'm sitting here in Washington, D.C. We got protesters over here. We got folks walking around everywhere. And it's because you don't see that in many countries, but it's because in this country we allow those types of things. It's because the brave men and women that served in our military, and especially this one in particular, was about Private Clifford Keenan. He served in the 505th Parachute Infantry 82nd Airborne Division. He was killed on D-Day. His group was holding back a roadblock and they were attacked by Nazi soldiers, where he fought back for several hours before being killed. And this is a Tennessean, and this is a letter that he wrote to his folks. He said, "Dear folks, here I am once more, and yes, I don't have very much to say. It seems that I have said that quite often lately, and it really is the truth. Oh yes, I could say plenty about what we are doing these days, but now wouldn't the enemy like to know the same?" So these letters were always censored. I've got some from my daddy sent back to Mama, and they couldn't say about where they were or anything, because if the Germans were to get a hold of it, or in my dad's case, the Japanese, they could figure out what was going on. So you see, nothing much to write about. Hope no one else has taken the scarlet fever, but I'm afraid that isn't the case. We'll do the best with that you parents can. Before long, maybe I will be able to give you a hand, or maybe I will be so wild I would just hinder you both. Oh well. Say, Mom, how about doing me a favor? I know you all are busy and all that, but how about writing to my mom over this way? She does enjoy your letters so much, also the clippings. Hope you didn't mind her reading some of them. Hello to all. Love, son Clifford. I guess she was, he had some folks over there he considered like his family. And anyway, this is the last letter that Private Keenan's family received from him. He died on June 6, 1944, and that would have been the D-Day invasion. His family wasn't informed until his death until August 3rd. He didn't have the internet or anything like that. It just took a long time to get going. And I'm sure this was so difficult. I remember my mama telling the story about when the Army vehicle pulls through town. It's just like in the movies, you know, it's got the star on the hood and there's two people driving, and they drive all through the town there in Cheatham County, and they go past people's houses. I'm sure they were like relieved that they weren't stopping at their house. Small town. And so and very few cars out on the road, just because during the war, you know, they were rationing gasoline. And the car pulls up and they get out. In fact, they tell my sweet grandmama that her oldest, Harley Sportster, that her oldest boy Roy, who had enlisted and was sent home because he was too dadgum old to go, and he went on through basic. I think he was 31 and died when he was 32. He went through basic, became a sergeant, and died in what they called the hedgerows. She was told that he died. She went back in the back room at the house and cried for 15 minutes, and then she came back out and made supper for the family. I've heard that story so many times with my mama telling it. It's my mama Hicks and her boy Roy. So it's the real deal, folks. We live in a great country. God has blessed us beyond belief, and it's not because us politicians or the preachers or the teachers. All those people are enabled because people like these folks and my Uncle Roy went and fought and died, gave the ultimate sacrifice. So please remember families, and their military families, where their folks are away, and take care of our veterans. So again, thank you all for sending me here.